been a long time. The last time I posted was at the beginning of the year. If I keep looking over here and if the lighting is terrible, it's because I'm filming on my phone, and this is my crappy little light thing that I've got going. So today's video is not like my usual content on YouTube or any of my other platforms. I don't think I've talked about books or book talk on any of my platforms. I don't think I have. I have been reading for quite a few years now. I actually hated reading growing up, and then one day, I don't know, I decided I'm gonna start reading. So as you guys would have read from the title of the video, I'm basically going to be, I've read 2 series this year and I'm on my 3rd series. So I don't actually I like to read. I will read a significant amount. Like I will probably read like 6 books in like 10 days, and then there'll be periods of time where I literally won't read at all. So I have been reading quite a lot, but there are some authors who I'm not supporting anymore, so I thought I would just kind of share what I've been reading. I've also been reading quite a few little self-help books, so like Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory. I've been reading that book. Atomic Habits. I have quite a few books on my Kindle as well, and I actually ended up buying a Kindle. It's looking a bit worse for wear at the moment. I bought the Kindle, and I do think I did make a video. I do need to find the footage somewhere. On my Kindle, I'm currently reading Facer. This is the 3rd time I'm reading this book, by the way. Literally the 3rd time. I just can't get over it. I can't find myself picking up a different book. I know she's got another book coming out in November, and I still have her other 2 books to read. This is on Kindle Unlimited, and I actually picked up the physical copies as well. I prefer a physical book. I've always preferred physical books. I just think they're better, like the feel, it's like feeling the paper as you're reading. Obviously I know how the book goes because, like I said, this is the 3rd time I'm reading it. It's just something that, like, you know, when you binge watch a series over and over again, that is literally how I feel about Facer. When I was younger, my mum used to try and get me to read Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Hunger Games, those type of books, and they were just not books that I vibed with. I've recently gotten into thriller a little bit, so I'm going to be reading some Frida McFadden books, but the first thriller book I actually read was one of Colleen Hoover's, and I just think like there's so much better out there. And also today's the 17th of September. Today was the last episode of the Summertime Pretty, and I don't know how to feel. I feel like we were robbed. I feel like we got the ending that we wanted, but I feel like I wanted more, you know? Like I feel like we were robbed of Belly and Conrad. I feel like we got more of her and Jeremiah even in season 2 than of her and Conrad, and I just feel so, I don't know how to feel about it. Let's get on to the series. So I'm gonna just talk about 2 series. I think it's Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies is the order. So let me just grab them. So let's talk about this specific series. Okay, number 1, Alex, you are pure evil. You are literally playing devil's advocate. You are the devil's advocate, okay? Twisted Games, just full bodyguard to lover trope where okay, I'm back. So like I was saying, she's a princess, he's her bodyguard, they fall in love, they have a bit of an inappropriate relationship, and they kind of have to find a way for her to like be with him but also still keep her title, kind of. Twisted Hate, Josh Chen, you had more than a hiccup because what you did was bigger than a hiccup, but you redeemed yourself. This is from Enemies to Lovers. So the best friend of the girl in this book and her brother get together in this book, but they're like enemies to lovers. Twisted Lies, I think Twisted Lies didn't give what I thought it would give. I'm not gonna lie, like it's just some rich guy obsessed with this one girl, but he's known her for like, well, he's not known her, but because he's a security, does know her, but I think there was like some sort of I think there was some sort of like robbery, or someone ran away with someone's bag and she was there and he saw and he fell in love, and etc, etc, etc. Yeah, she's on social media, she's this big like influencer, she gets invited to events, she gets like a brand deal essentially. It's just a lot to it, but I just feel like it didn't give what it needed to give. I think out of the biggest plot twist, I think it was this book. This book was definitely the biggest plot twist. Twisted love. None of the other ones had like crazy plot twists. This one took me so long. Like I had to drag myself through this book. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was reading it and I was like, why is this just so like, I'm like, I don't get it. And then the plot twist, and I'm like, the plot twist I think is like in like the last 100 pages or something. And I'm like, so you've made me go through like about 200 pages, and the next 100 pages is this plot twist and it unravels, and you know. So yeah, I definitely think this book is worth the read. I wish I had more patience. I think I lack patience, and that's why I really struggled to get with. You know, it took me like 2.5 months, nearly 3 months to read this book. I started it in 2023. I put it down, put it away, never picked up again. Then this year I picked it up and I was like, you know what, let me start again. I started it and I still dragged myself through it, and then it took me about 2.5 months to finish. But I finished it, and then I kind of whizzed through all the other books. And then obviously in this book you kind of get an introductory to each kind of main character that's going to be across these 3 books. I really did like this book. I think it was so easy, it was so simple, but she falls in love with her bodyguard, and definitely worth it. It's not, I don't think there's any kind of major like twists and turns in this book. It's just about a bodyguard and a princess falling in love and trying to find a way to make it work. 3rd book. This one was definitely interesting. I've heard that the next series to this, which is King of Wrath, I think, they kind of hints on some things in this book and in the last book, something to do with a painting. So this is like enemies to lovers. So Ava's best friend Jules and Ava's brother, they fall in love. Well, they're enemies to lovers. I think she's trying to become a lawyer and he is a doctor. And yeah, and I think in this book Ava is getting married, so the sister, and like there's that whole thing. There is a little bit of a plot twist where, you know, her ex is a bit of a stalker, won't leave her alone. He's in with the wrong crowd. He wants some painting that Josh has up in his house, I think. I'm gonna give all of them a rating. And yeah, so I do think the plot twist is there, but it's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Maybe you guys will enjoy it. I think it just depends on what kind of person you are. Yeah, and then the final book in the series is Twisted Lies. This was a bit random. It's very thick, so I do definitely think this is the biggest book, but like there's no plot twist in it. He's a stalker to lover basically, but like healthy. Would you say it's healthy stalking? Would you say it's healthy? I don't think it's healthy stalking, but it's nothing like where I think it's like healthy stalking. Like I don't think it's anything like, oh, I need to worry for my life, I need to, you know, find somewhere else to live because this man knows exactly where I live. It wouldn't help anyway because he's in security and he's one of the top security companies in the world, and he'll be able to find you in like a split second. This again touches on, so it kind of introduces the characters in the King of Wrath, I think it is. So yeah, this book definitely worth it. I think it's a nice book to end the series, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it is a nice book to end the series. So yeah, that's that. So let's give each book, God almighty, why can't I just do things the first time around, you know? gonna be me otherwise. Okay, so let's give each of these books a rating. So Twisted Love, I want you guys to comment down if you've read it, your ratings, and by what I've told you what your ratings would be, because I do think they are good storylines. They're a lot better than Colleen Hoover storylines. There's that really nice, in some of them, like I said, there's this really nice like twist to it, and it's really, yeah, it's really worth it, personally, in my opinion, to just read this series. Some people, like, I remember when I first wanted to get into reading the series, the reviews were so bad, but I really enjoyed it. You guys might too. This is just your sign not to believe everything you see online, because you might not be part of that majority, which is great, fine, because that means you love the book. Okay, so Twisted Love, I am giving this I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star, because I feel like it would have definitely been better had the plot twist come earlier. Alex could have redeemed himself a little bit sooner, and maybe him and Josh could have fixed their friendship in this book. But yeah, it is definitely worth it. I think also in this book, in the epilogue, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, make sure 4.5 stars. The next book, Twisted Game. This one, I am gonna go a little, again guys, make sure you guys comment down below what you rate this book, and also from what I've told you, if you haven't read it, what you would rate this book. This book, I am going to rate it a whopping 5 stars. Yes, you had it, I'm giving it 5 stars. I think it's so beautiful, it's so nice, it's so comforting. It's just like, there's nothing like, it's just pure, and that's what I like about it. I don't think, from what I remember, like I said, it's been a while, but from what I remember, like, I just feel like it's just so, it's just that girl, you know. If you like Princess Diaries, if you like The First Daughter, if you like anything like that, this is your book, and it's so much better. So imagine First Daughter on steroids. That is what this book is. So in Twisted Games, you kind of get an introductory to Josh and Jules' relationship. You know that something's going to happen between them. I think at Jit's wedding, you kind of see them go off together. Twisted hate, 4 out of 5 stars. I would give it higher, but Josh, the stunt that you pulled, it just did not sit right with me, unfortunately. I think there are other ways to teach someone a lesson, dare I say, but not teach someone a lesson, but kind of protect yourself, or just like be like, what you did was not okay. So I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Oh, also I forgot to mention, one of the themes in Twisted Lies is actually fake dating. So yeah, if you're into fake dating, Twisted Lies it is. So I'm going to give Twisted Lies a 3 out of 5. Now, I did enjoy this book. I think it was a nice way to tie up the series, but it just didn't give what I thought it was going to give. I wanted this story between Stella and Christian to be epic, like Bridget and Reese epic, but it is fake dating. If you do enjoy fake dating, obviously choose an influencer. He's insecurity, he's very private, so yeah, he's a very private guy. He doesn't want his face on social media, and she has a stalker, so that's why they fake date, etc, etc. I'm not gonna spoil it too much for you guys. We have one more series. This is a series that I read more recently. It's the Knockabout series. There's only 3 books to it. It's about 3 friends, Knox, Nash and Lucian. So things we never got over. Okay, one criticism I have about this book is I wish the characters were younger. I think some of their behaviours, especially the men's behaviour, it would make more sense if they were younger. I just felt like throughout the book, Nash was probably the most maturest, but out of the 3 books, I do think that the men are very immature, and their mindsets are very immature, and I just feel like it would make more sense if the characters were younger. Like, I like the characters, but it's just that when you find out their age, it just gives you a bit of an ick, just gives you the ick. So that is my first criticism. This is about Knox and Naomi. So Naomi has a sister in a small town where she is basically a criminal. She has a criminal boyfriend, etc, etc. She has a daughter who I think her Naomi did not know about, and her sister calls her to this town to come and help her out. So she runs away from her wedding because I think her fiance slapped her. I think, please do not quote me on this, I cannot remember for the life of me, but I do think he did slap her or hit her or something, and so she decided to leave. She had daisies in her hair. Knox called her Daisy, and she then, because she did not want to go back to her hometown because obviously she left her fiance at the altar, she then moves to this town, but she has nowhere to stay, so she stays at Knox's grandma's cottage thing, and she works as a waitress. He falls in love with her along the way anyway, and that is basically the book. I did really enjoy this series. I think there's dark parts to it, there's great parts to it. So yeah, the second book, where there is Nash, who is Knox's younger brother. Things We Hide from the Light. And he falls in love with Lena. He is a private insurance something. He recovers stolen goods from these criminals, and essentially, so this family has stolen some limited edition Porsche. I think Nash gets shot and he can't remember who shoots him, so it's just a continuation, and then all the criminals end up in prison, etc, etc. Lena and Nash fall in love. There's a lot that happens between them as well, I think, because she doesn't tell him who she actually is, what her job is, etc. And the final book, Things We Left Behind. Oh my god, guys, this guy is the only guy that I'm like, okay, your behavior is understandable. Him and this librarian, okay, so they grew up together. He liked her, she liked him. He used to like stalk her. I think they were neighbors, but his dad was abusive. He basically he used to confide in Sloane. She then ended up calling the police because his dad was abusing his mum and him, even though he specifically told her, please do not call anyone, don't tell anyone, keep it to yourself, etc, etc. She thought she was helping him, but instead she made it worse. So yeah, he ended up becoming this big millionaire, and I mean, they end up together. Because I rushed through it, I missed out on a lot of information, so maybe I will read this series again. Yeah, now I'm gonna rate each book. So I'm gonna rate this book, Things We Never Got Over, 3.5 stars out of 5. I would have given it 5 stars, but personally I felt like something was missing, and this book kind of made up for it, made up for some of the gaps. So these two together I would give it 5 stars, but this on its own 3.5, and I think I'd give this book 4 stars. I really liked the love interest, Lena and Nash. I actually prefer them to Naomi and Knox. So yeah. And then we have the last book. This, like I said, I think this is my favourite because it kind of takes, basically whatever happens in this book is kind of concluded in these 2 books here. So yes, you get like whisperings of these 2 books, but not too much, and it kind of focuses on then these 2 and their past and the reason why they do not get on, because throughout these 2 books you kind of see that they don't get on, they hate each other. So this is like enemies to lovers. In total, I would give this series probably a 4 out of 5 stars. I think the first book, obviously the first book always kind of eases you into what you're setting yourself up for, but onto the second part of the video where I basically just show you guys everything that all the books that I've ordered from Amazon. Because it is autumn, fall, as you see, I'm trying to get the vibe. So I picked up 2 books, which I also have on Kindle Unlimited, and that is these 2 books. So there's a Cinnamon Bun bookstore, and there is a Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I actually picked these up from my mum, but I will be reading them as well because why not? And I reckon they'll be quite easy reads. And then I think if I finish these 2 books, then there's the Christmas Tree Farm, which will just kind of set me up for the winter. So end of November, December onwards. So You Swear, Promise Me Not, Trust Me Always. Final book, giving similar vibes. This series, a windy series, to So You Swear, because like I said, I've been struggling and I picked up the first book, which is Mile High. I didn't want to pick up the whole series just in case. I didn't enjoy this, and again, I think this is on Kindle Unlimited, but I just prefer a physical copy. So yeah. So guys, thank you guys for watching my YouTube video. I'm so sorry that I've been away for so long. I hope you guys enjoyed. And let me know if you guys want to see more content like this. Like I said, I've not really posted this type of content on my platforms before, so let me know if you guys enjoyed. And yeah, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and also comment down below what is your favorite book and any book recommendations for me, just because I'm always on the lookout for new books. And bonus points if it's anything like So You Swear. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.